Hi, welcome to Module 2. I'd like to give you a brief conceptual level overview of where we're going in Module 2 and how it compares to Module 1, just so you can see the path that we're on. So enjoy the overview, and then I'll come back at the end with some more pointers and reminders. In Module 1, we unpacked all of the ugly baggage that weighs us down in parenting. Now that we've kind of shed that weight and kind of shaken off those things that were weighing us down, now we're equipped to put some things back in our suitcase that we choose. So Module 2 is going to be all about really getting to know that inner authentic parent, so that authentic us that aren't hampered by cultural expectations or our fears or the way we were parented. When all that is stripped away, this is who we are. So my visual metaphor for Module 2 and for parenting in general is growing a tree. Now you start with a seed and it goes into this gigantic tree and then it bears fruit. In parenting, we often start with how to take care of the seed. We just move through the steps as we go. I would like to take the process in reverse and think about the fruit that we want the tree to bear and then back down from there on what the best way is to make that grow and what we need to do for the roots. So from the perspective of our children, what would they look like as fully realized, successful adults? And then we can go back from there to think what type of parenting is necessary to make that happen. So in thinking about this, fruits of parenting, I kind of thought of three separate categories that I use to kind of narrow my thoughts. Now I'm going to give you a blank image of this tree with blanks where you can put in the three things that mean the most to you. So you don't have to necessarily do it the way I've done it or divide it the way I've done it, but it can just be an example. So the first thing I thought of, how do I want my kids to grow up and treat themselves? And I thought I want them to have a positive body image and choice and really feel that they have agency in their life. I want them to trust in their own abilities and take responsibility for their actions. Next, I wanted to see how they grow up to treat others. And here I want compassion, celebration for diversity, open-mindedness, cognition of privilege and bias, and a belief that there's always a socially just solution. For the third section, so I'd already talked about how my child will grow up to treat themselves, how they will treat others, and so then I wanted to think, well, what other skills do I hope that they have for adulthood? So I thought about making them change makers, whether that's a change maker within yourself or your community or globally. There's some skills that can help that happen. Compassionate communication, critical thinking and problem solving, and habits of happiness. Now, as we move down the tree, we think about, okay, what was needed to make this tree grow strong and bear that fruit? What does the miracle grow or the fertilizer that we had to put on it? Everything your kids learn about relationships is coming from you. Your relationship with them, the relationship that they see you have with your partner or co-parent and with their siblings, and just your next door neighbors and their boss and their dog. Everything they're going to learn about how relationships are supposed to work is coming from you. They're going to learn about their emotional health and resilience and how you handle your emotional health and how resilient you are when down. You're going to model compassionate conflict resolution and self-care. We're modeling for our kids exactly what we want them to be when they're an adult. So if we want them to care for themselves as adults, we have to care for ourselves. It has to become important. So the question is that if we know the fruits we want and we know the role that we're going to play as the miracle grow, what is the basis? What is the root that makes this whole thing happen? And this is what Module 2 is going to be all about. I think the key to strong roots is grounding in our own values, our own vision for parenting, and our parenting goals. And these are the things that underlie the entire process that are going to make us make good decisions and be good, just the right miracle grow that our children need so that they can grow up into the strongest trees and bear the greatest fruit. We're going to be working specifically on that root level to create a really strong base of our values, goals, and vision for parenting, so that will inform every other action we take in parenting and growing that tree so our children will bear fruit. So we have 3 lessons in Module 2. We're going to do core values. We're going to look at the different spheres of child development and how our core values can inform those. And then we're going to do a visioning exercise where we create a family mission statement and also a vision board for motivation and inspiration when we have difficult times in parenting. This is going to set us up for Module 3, where we will be using our core values to help guide us in looking at some parenting challenges and like conflict resolution with our children. These things are so much easier when you have a really solid, clear foundation to go from, that you know what the vision is for the type of parent you want to be and you're very in touch with your authentic parent. Then conflict and challenges become much easier to deal with. So that's where we're headed. All right, thanks for listening and enjoy Module 2, and I'll see you in Module 3.